I've always wanted to have a baby. I always knew that I wanted to have a family at some point in my life. I got a phone call where the doctor said from the biopsy that they took the week before that my cancer was malignant. A devastating diagnosis. Just a month before that, I had gone off birth control pills and hoped to have a baby naturally. The very next day, I got up and still ran a marathon, despite the diagnosis. I knew that I still wanted to have a baby and that I could achieve my dream. And I knew that the only way to do that was to find a surrogate. So I was very, very lucky to have found the most amazing surrogate. We started with the clinic that I was at prior to going to ORM. Unfortunately, we had a lot of bad experiences there. At one point, we decided that we were done with that clinic. When I went to pick up my embryos, I went to ORM first and picked up a travel container, brought it to the other clinic. They packaged them up, and then I put them in the front seat of my car and strapped them in the seat belt and drove on over to ORM with them. I left them with the embryologist, and I remember handing them over and saying, "Take good care of my babies." And she said to me, "Don't worry, we will." And she did. I felt like a huge weight had been lifted off my shoulders, just warm and comforting and inviting. And I remember leaving there just feeling like we were back on the path and that I was going to be able to make my dream come true. When we were ready for transfer, I had 2 viable embryos that were growing. September 20th, 2013, they transferred to my surrogate. 10 days later, I got the call that it worked and that she was pregnant. I am so lucky that my surrogate was very conscientious of how I felt and wanted to make me a part of the process as much as she could. And I truly felt like it was my pregnancy. The first time I saw my mighty Margot when she came into this world, it was so amazing. She was so beautiful, and I was shaking. I couldn't believe that was my little girl and that we were going to start this new life together. She is so funny. She laughs and coos all the time, and we have just the best days. I just look at her and she gives me the biggest smile, and it just melts my heart. We love to go to the parks. We take our dog Lucy on long walks every day and just enjoy the outdoors. And we dance in the kitchen, and then we have story time, and I read to her before putting her down for bed. I don't think about cancer that much anymore. All I do is think about her and what we're gonna do today, and just cherish every single moment that I have and try to be very present for her. The entire fertility process can be very challenging. It absolutely matters where you go for fertility treatment, and in Oregon we're very lucky to have ORM. They have such a wonderful, positive, calming vibe that in the middle of the fertility storm, it made me feel like I mattered and that they can help me achieve my dream. I couldn't have asked for a better baby and a better life.